Hi and welcome back to another video, and if you've been watching for a while now you will probably know that we've been living on the Gold Coast for a little bit in Australia. We have been working at a car rental place. This is my boyfriend and I've been doing admin, like on the front desk, sort of checking people in, and he has been driving the shuttle bus to and from the airport, so not too bad to be honest. We got a pretty good deal. I think I told you in one of my old videos that we had hired a car and got chatting to the people on the front desk, and they were leaving. They were also on working holiday visas, and it just worked out really well basically. So we ended up taking over their accommodation and taking over their jobs when they left, and yeah, we've been working there for about 5 months now, and we've actually decided that it is time for us to leave and move on. So before we move on to our next place, I thought why not give you a little tour around our place that we've been staying in. It's actually been a really gorgeous little unit. It was on a holiday site, so it's a bit different in Australia to in the UK, but lots of people actually live on holiday sites in Australia, particularly people who are often retired. They have units on there, and they sort of customise them and make them their own, and they tend to live on those sites rather than having like big houses and things, because it means that they can afford to have both a house and then a big caravan, which means they can sort of travel around Australia whenever they want to. So we were actually living on a holiday and home site in a little unit, and it was really gorgeous. I will insert some footage here. Starting off outside, so this was our little unit. It was really cute because it had an outdoor balcony and it was furnished, so this all came with the house, so it meant that we could just sit outside, chill in the sun, look out over their estuary and chat to our neighbours. We had some really lovely neighbours here, which was so nice. Heading into the little unit, we've got our combined living room and kitchen area. Again, all of this came with the house, and it was just sort of a perfect little space for us really. There's only 2 of us, so we didn't need too much, and it was really great when you were doing the cooking. You could just watch the TV as well. And then here's our bedroom that we had. Again, everything came with it. So we had a little wardrobe, a view through to the pool, and it was just nice to have sort of our own space. And also we had an ensuite, which was very exciting. Really great shower and nice and powerful, which is what you want. And it was just perfect. Just jumping in here, I'm just editing this back, and I thought it might be interesting for those of you who are sort of looking at accommodation in Australia, how much we were actually paying. So we were paying $460 a week for this place. It was obviously shared between the 2 of us, but the great thing was that everything was included. So as I mentioned, it was fully furnished, and it also included all our electricity, our Wi-Fi, water. Everything was paid for, so we didn't have to pay for any of that on top either. The only thing that we didn't have was a washing machine, so we ended up using the sort of communal washing machines that were on site, because obviously it's a holiday site as well, so they had those. The other thing that was great was it had a pool, so we could go in the pool whenever we wanted, and there was also a big camp kitchen as well that had big barbecues and things in, so if you wanted to use those at all, that was just round the corner. So it was a really great location for us, and because we managed to find somewhere fairly cheap, it meant that we could save quite a bit. To put that price sort of into perspective, a lot of the places that we were looking at in the Gold Coast area were over $600 for a unit where it was our own. There was quite a few shared places where it was a similar price to that, but if you wanted something that was your own, particularly that had a driveway, most places had no parking. But definitely if you are looking at somewhere to stay in Australia, check out the holiday and home sites, see if they will do any long-term rentals. I know that other people have not had that much luck with it, so I don't know if it's just that area and just that particular site, but we got really lucky with that one, and it was just the perfect place to live. And like I said, our neighbours were so lovely. We made lots of friends, and they gave us loads of good recommendations for the area, which was nice because, as I said, quite a lot of the people that lived there were retired, and so they've lived in that area for years, so they knew all the great places to go and gave us some really good recommendations. you'll see in one of my previous vlogs, we bought a van, and we've had a few issues with the van, but we've got it all fixed, we've got everything sorted, and we are actually going on a road trip. So I'm super excited. We are road tripping from Gold Coast, where we've been living, all the way up to the top to Cairns, across to Darwin and down to Perth. So it's going to be a big old long trip, and it's going to take us at least a couple of months to do. Crazy amounts of driving because Australia is just huge. So the plan is to bring you guys along and show you what we get up to, and I'm honestly so excited. Like, I think it's just going to be incredible. We're going to have so much fun. I'm so excited to see all the amazing places. I think my favourite thing that I'm looking forward to is going to be snorkeling at the Great Barrier Reef, or scuba diving if we get lucky, because that's something I've always wanted to do. Like, that has been on my bucket list for years, and just basically see as much as I can of Australia while I'm here. I feel like it's such an incredible country with so much sort of diversity in the landscape that I just want to see everything and do everything. So we'll see how far we get and how long our money lasts for, because we managed to save up quite a bit whilst we've been living here. We both managed to save up roughly about 5,000 Australian dollars each. So if you're converting that to pounds, it's roughly 2 to 1, so it's about £2,500 each whilst we're doing our road trip. And this is because we are planning to mainly camp in the van, so hopefully we won't need to pay for too much accommodation. And also, I like cooking, so I'm hoping that we're not going to end up eating out that much. So our main expenses are mainly going to be like fuel and also activities and things. So I also plan to track what we spend our money on whilst we are travelling, and I can do a video on that as well if that would be useful for you. I don't know if you're sort of interested in going travelling as well, but I always like watching videos like that where people go through like how much they've spent and what they've spent it on. I feel like that gives you a really useful indicator of how much you need to save before you start doing a trip or something like that. So yeah, exciting things are to come, and stay tuned, and hopefully you'll enjoy watching the next few videos that should be all about the road trip, what we get up to, and I'm so excited. See you soon. Bye.